Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin and find out what cards come through, what messages come out with the cards. So the first card we have is the Four of Wands, and we have the Temperance card. So we do have Sagittarius energy. We also have Aries and Leo energy. You could be dealing with any of these signs. And we have the Empress. So we have some Libra energy. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariots, which is Cancer energy. You could also be dealing with a Cancer. So any of these signs. But with the Chariot card showing up over here, this does show forward movements. I do feel like this is a pretty positive energy, especially when it comes to being able to make progress and in the development of any situation and being able to experience things moving forward past any obstacles or challenges. I do feel that anything that does come up as an obstacle is something that will come to pass. But I do feel like with the Chariot card, there's a determination to be able to actually keep moving forward and be able to get to a certain place, get to a certain goal, being determined with that. And I do feel like the situation is moving forward, making progress. And I do feel like it's a good place to be. With that Four of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty solid energy. I do also feel like being in a good place when it comes to a starting out place with somebody, when it comes to either working with somebody, being able to invest in something, being able to create something. But I do feel like with the Four of Wands, this feels like having a solid foundation. I do also feel like there is also a strong sense of being able to have trust in someone and somebody having a lot of trust in you. And I do feel like it's a pretty strong, united kind of a front that is being put up with this Four of Wands. I do feel like this is complementing your energy and it's leading to being able to have something quite strong, something that is also quite solid as far as even the foundation. With the Four of Wands, this does also feel like celebrations on the horizons. I do also feel like that is also something coming up. I also feel like that is also something for your community, something at large. It does feel like being recognized, being able to celebrate. And I do feel like some good news coming in. With the Temperance card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to actually, it's like there's an attempt or a desire to be able to get to a peaceful place, a harmonious place with a connection with someone. I do feel like there is a sense of also being quite patient with it, or the situation is calling for being able to be patient. I do feel like when it comes to the situation, it's like any kind of patience that is being put into it is going to work to your advantage, because I do feel like there's progress and forward movements in situations. So it's something that's going to pay off. I do feel like with the Temperance card showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of being able to be on the right path. And I do get that with the Chariot card. It's like you are on the right track, and I do feel like you're also involved with the right person for this time, for this journey, for being able to actually journey on this path with someone. This does feel like a divine union as well. With the Empress card showing up over here, this feels like a desire for growth and expansion. I do feel like you are dealing with someone who's quite serious. This person is somebody who has a lot of goals or wants to be able to actually see things through with you. I do feel like there is a sense of looking at the situation as one with a lot of potential for growth, expansion, long term. And I also feel like with the Empress card, this also feels like a sense of being in a space of being quite attracted. I do feel like it's attractive energy. This person is attracted to you, and I do feel like it's also something that's really pushing them to be able to make a move. And with the Empress card showing up over here, I do feel like it's a very kind energy. I do feel like this person is also being that way towards you, or they are in a space where they are really appreciative of these things from you. So it's a very receptive energy. I do also feel like with this Empress card, this is abundant energy. So I do also feel like there is a lot of being able to receive a lot of positive energy out of a situation. And I also feel that it's a sense of being able to actually experience things moving forward in a way that feels good. I do feel like with that Chariot card, this does feel like an energy of being able to overcome any obstacles that come up along the way. I also feel that it's nothing that keeps you down. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Eight of Wands, And we have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Strength card. So we do have some Leo energy as well. You could also be dealing with a Leo. But with the Strength card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of really having a lot of empathy towards a situation. I also feel like it's a very caring energy. But with the Strength card showing up over here, it does also feel like a need for being able to be courageous in the face of being able to get what you want. I do feel like it is a sense of being able to actually move forward. It does take some courage. It does take some bravery. So I do feel like there is a little bit of a sense of being in a space where you're being stretched, taken out of your comfort zone when it comes to being able to experience this forward movement. But I do feel like you have the strength to be able to do that. I do feel like also that with the Strength card showing up over here, this also feels like being able to actually exercise a lot of patience in the right way. So I do also get that with the Temperance card. Something is calling for your patience, and I do feel like it's not for long that you're going to be in a space of having to be just patient, but I do feel like something's going to unfold in front of you in a sense that is going to show that that patience is worth it. So I do feel like being able to really have patience in a situation and still maintaining this optimism for where things are leading is also something working out in your favor. Especially with the Strength card showing up over here, I do feel like you have a strong connection. I do also feel that with the Four of Wands. And with the Temperance card, this does feel like something quite deep and something quite solid, as well as something with a lot of potential, especially for the future. I do feel like with the Eight of Wands showing up over here, this feels like an energy of somebody wanting to reach you, somebody wanting to reach out. I do feel like somebody wanting to be able to make contact and wanting to be able to express something to you. And I do feel like with the Eight of Wands, this does feel like somebody reaching out and somebody actually trying to reach you through communication. I do feel like there is somewhat of an offer in that communication. It's like they want to be able to actually offer you something. It can feel like it can be an opportunity. It's like you're stepping into a new phase or a new chapter within this connection, and it's moving forward. I do feel like with the Page of Pentacles showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of being invested in the future of things and wanting something long term. I also feel like when it comes to your attitudes, you and this person are on the same page, because even with that Empress card, this feels like an energy of wanting to be able to have growth, have expansion, have something that's going to be long term. And I do feel like with that Page of Pentacles, there is a sense of wanting to actually have that and being focused on having that in a connection with somebody. With this Nine of Wands showing up in the reverse though, this does feel like an energy of somebody's, it could be somebody who has their walls up. Do you feel like those walls are slowly coming down? So do you feel like somebody's softening their hearts, or their heart is being softened to this connection? And that could be even the impact that you have on this person when it comes to the way you're influencing them. Do you feel like it's something that happens naturally as a result of your connection? But I do feel like with this Nine of Wands, this feels like an energy of being able to actually experience somewhat of a softening of those barriers when it comes to this person and yourself in this connection. So it feels like a more open energy. I do feel like though that Nine of Wands, that this person is somebody who has gone through their fair share of difficulties in the past, and that is also something that can also influence this person in a way that makes them come across as if they are self-sabotaging when it comes to this connection. Do you feel like they want it? I do feel like they want that growth and expansion, and they see that and they want that for themselves with you. But I do feel like with the Nine of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like a person who has gone through their fair share of experiences in the past. And I do feel like with this Nine of Wands, this could also be something that you've been through. And I do feel like that's also contributing to the strength of this connection. And I do feel like there's a lot of growth, and there's also a lot of maturing that is in being able to actually get through a lot of difficulties, even limiting beliefs. But also as far as any kind of experiences that may have been of betrayal or anything that could have been something that was putting you in a position to feel vulnerable and feel unprotected and untaken care of. The Strength card showing up over here, this does feel like a sense of being quite strong. And I do feel like this connection is one that is also valuing, honoring your value. So I do feel like it's a pretty strong connection at that. So let me clarify these cards. So we have passion, we have new love, and we have love yourself first. So this passion card showing up over here, this feels like a very natural unfolding in this connection. I do feel like this is a strong connection. It could even be one that is very difficult to deny. I do feel like when it comes to how this person feels about you, they have strong feelings. I also feel like there is something that is actually mutual when it comes to those strong feelings between yourself and this person. There's also a sense of being able to enjoy in your presence, in your company. And I do feel like with the passion card showing up over here, there's a very passionate element to this connection with this person because of feeling like you're on the same page. I also feel like it's very supportive energy that they are getting from you. So it does feel like being met with what they need in this connection with you. With this new love card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being open. I do also feel like entering into a new chapter within a connection with somebody. I do feel like though this new love card showing up over here, this feels like really being able to be open towards new feelings and even being able to actually dive deeper in those feelings in a connection. With the Temperance card, this does feel like an energy of actually experiencing connection where it's like you're pouring into someone and they're pouring into you, and I do feel like it's mutual. I do feel like with the new love card showing up over here, this feels like a strong start to something. And I also get that with that Page of Pentacles, this feels like a sense of being in a space where there is a readiness. So when it comes to this connection, it feels like you're ready. I also feel this person is ready. So I do feel like you'll be met with everything complementing a readiness to be able to actually start out a connection, be able to develop a connection. There's no games. I also feel like there's more of a consistency in that energy. I do feel like with the Love Yourself First card showing up over here, this feels like having had done a lot of inner work. And I do feel like with that Nine of Wands showing up in the reverse, this could be actually working through any kind of barriers that are brought on from past experiences, or even just limiting beliefs. And I do feel like with this Love Yourself First card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being in a good place, being ready for a connection. And I do feel like this connection is off to a good start because of that. And I feel like that is something that you and this person have in common. That's what I'm getting. And with this Nine of Wands showing up in the reverse, this also feels like an energy of having something to explore, get to know this person over when it comes to their past or any reasons why they are defensive or they are guarded. And I do feel like with this card showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of opening up to this connection. And it does feel like also being able to get to a place of vulnerability with you, but it is in a way that is not overwhelming. I do feel like with the Strength card showing up over here, this feels like an energy of being able to bond over compassion for each other. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.